So if Fnatic did find one, they would at the very least burn a flash.
Soaz already used his slingshot. They go into the brush with that cooldown there. An instant cleanse on the grasping root. It's going to be a lot of damage. One or few more hits. Cyanide's going to try to grab the aggro, but it goes to Peke. Forced to flash already. That's going to be big for White mid lane, but it continues.
Oh, no. Continuing around the backside. Lookie's going to come in. He gets down to Soaz. Look, he may go down from this one. Is there going to be no hit? Yellow Star's in trouble. He's going to go down. Pusher's going to go down.
Oh my gosh.
It's a double. It's a triple. It's disaster for Fnatic at level 1.
When Fnatic decided to dive the turret for Uzi, everyone needed to follow through. They got caught halfway through. Soaz started tanking the turret, but guess what? There's still a bunch of Royal people in the jungle closing in on the rest of Fnatic. 2 went one way, 3 went the other, and the fact that 3 people of Fnatic ran into a team on Royal was absolute disaster.
With the flashes down, everything that comes of this, it means Royal has advantage on the lanes to look for the kills. They even probably have enough time to back and put purchases in here, starting with a Doran's Ring. Peke is going to get himself some help, but he's also against White's Doran, and 2 assists there.
So in the laning phase...
Well, just off to the right of the screen, we see Cyanide and Lucky fighting over the Golem. Soaz is thinking of going aggressive here. Dodges out. They're going to go in aggressive.
A little bit of missed damage there. Lucky very low, does not have the repellent.
Aggressive as he can. He is getting caught out. They're going to go in though. They're going to get Let's Bounce going down. Ultimate on towards Godlike. Hasn't hit 6 yet. And of course the Bloodwell not available because he's Renekton.
Just great timing right there by Fnatic. Renekton doesn't have the Bloodwell. Tricks on you right there. So
300 of Uzi, and Puju's going utility on this one. Uzi getting pretty hurt. And there it is, the final attack from Cyanide. The Ignite goes down and he actually runs off with that Summoner spell.
Wow.
Do that as well because he doesn't even have to worry about Puju catching up and far.
Yeah, we see that Puju right now trying to be full utility. 3 Dorans in his build. Cyanide going quite hard onto Lucky. He finds him in the jungle. Will the Spider be able to get out on this one? Peke picks himself up a nice kill. The assists go around. The crescendo coming out onto Peke, and they may be able to get the shockwave.
I'm not sure it's the right choice because Soaz has joined the party. Tabe's going to go down. It's feeding Peke kills. He's going to dodge out of this one. Can he get the 3rd? No, he won't. It will go to Soaz. Bloodwell is available for Cyanide. Uzi's in trouble. He's going to have to arcane shift away from the arrow, and he will get out there, but that was another good fight for Fnatic.
And this just pulls the game even closer. It is Royal over farming and Fnatic over fighting right now. You can see Cyanide time the Lucky coming back down. Whites was waiting to find the right shockwave, and Peke in the crescendo, Whites didn't have his cooldowns to get the ball in position for that in time, which is why Peke was able to dodge away from it. And this is actually a little bit of greed right here from Peke. He shouldn't have went back in. He wanted to get more kills for himself since he is the carry. It cost him his life.
And then over the wall. Uzi makes himself safe. So we have Godlike fresh.
Because Cyanide has been so impactful.
And he is 51 at 36 CS, but he still comes out of the jungle. A great shockwave pulls him back, but it's Peke. The arrow flies across, and it gets the kill onto Tabe. They look for Whites. They take him down as well. And another 2 now for nothing. Last one was a 3 for 1.
Steal.
And that is also very huge. Having double blue buff on Royal gives them a lot of extra cooldown in this fight, which is bound to happen. Sign at the very least will go for a steal.
I'm watching for the shockwave on this one. Where's it? Oh no, he missed the shock. They go for Cyanide. They keep going down. Whites is all over him. The dragon has not yet gone down, but he's dealing some DPS. Godlike finds the hit, but they continue the fight.
They continue to go round, and Soaz round the backside gets down Uzi. This could be an ace for Fnatic. They're closing on towards Whites. Tabe is there as well. There's no dragon, so they're going to keep on pushing this one. Tabe is going to get slowed down. The elastic sting shot, the red buff, doing its work. Who are they going to give the kill to? They need to give it to Pushu. He needs to get fed. They get him. Ari, meanwhile, he's chasing. Peke is on to Whites. Whites finally backs away. It's a 4 for 1 exchange. Dragon did go across. I'll tell a lie, it didn't even get touched.
It ran right back to its pit because the fight just distracted from it. Fnatic got the good fight there because Soaz was level 11, 2 Godlikes level 10. Fnatic was stronger overall in fights, and Uzi wasn't an issue. Because the charm landed early on Uzi, it took him out of the fight. And then Whites, with a huge mistake on Orianna, did not combo on any of Fnatic's dives. Fnatic spread out very well in that fight, so even if Whites would have landed the shockwave, it only would have been on one person. And then the repetitive dive from Soaz was able to finish off Uzi in the very end. Fnatic did everything right in this fight and really chased Royal down. It punished Royal for having so much focus on Orianna, and the rest of it is helping the rest of Fnatic. come and win a lot of these fights, as they have been up 13 kills to 5.
It's like Fnatic's getting pinched into their own mid. This is being forced in. The crescendo comes out. The shockwave hits, and they obliterate Peke down. The Vero comes across. Oh, it splits the uprights, and they're not able to get anything out of it. They continue into the turret.
This is not a good fight for Fnatic. They're going to have to back away from this one. That's 2 kills down now. And you called it right at the start. They simply locked them up. Aggressive play coming out from Tabe with that flash crescendo.
Pushu trying to catch up on farm there, and Royal does not care about people in turrets. If they have more than you, they will dive the turret, and that is Royal execution. They're going to keep pushing this.
This is big for them. We saw this happen in the SKT game. Can they go all the way to the inhibitor here with a quick push? They have 1 second on Peke. He does have home guards. He grabs those quite early. He'll be able to help defend on the inhibitor.
Wow, so 2 towers picked up from Royal. We talked about the aggression. I was mentioning it in game 1. Even when they were 10k lead, they weren't going diving. Now they're even on gold. They're just getting straight in there. They know how to get back in this game.
It's the way they get back into games, is they group up as 5 and they force fights. And even though Fnatic was spread out, Peke might get a little bit of revenge as well. Even though Fnatic was spread out in that last fight, White's used his show looking for a fight.
Dangerous situation though. Soaz is not with them yet. He's coming in very late into this fight, and if Royal had have gone for it, if they'd had vision, they're going to pull the shockwave.
They crush it down, the crescendo follows after, one after the other. They get the consecutive crowd control, and it is going to be a first kill coming up quick. Cyanide, Yellow Star are down, but Tabe follows quickly. They still go on to Soaz, but he is going to be able to run this one out for his team. Back to the fight, and it's Peke getting a kill for himself. No, Pushu picks that up. Peke's on the ignite. The charm goes out, and he lives.
Absolute crazy aggression coming out from this one. Pushu with the ignite. He saves himself with the barrier just off the side there. Soaz gets a kill down. Lucky comes back in. Back and forward action. It was a 4-for-3 fight though, and it actually went in favor of Fnatic just.
And that's the perfect explanation of how this entire game is going right now. Let's take a look at how this happened. The shockwave comboed with Tabe's crescendo seemed to wipe out Fnatic, but that was only their support and their jungle, plus Silent had his revive passive up, so it meant Fnatic could still launch a counterattack, and this is how far ahead Soaz is. While Godlike is dying to Peke and Pushu, Soaz is taking on 2.5 people of Royal. Uzi actually gives up on Soaz and then rushes for Peke. Peke surprised Uzi a bit by flashing with his Spirit Rush, and then Pushu was far enough back that he could counter onto Uzi once he came in. Soaz, the monster that he is, finished off another kill, and Lucky finally ate up the pieces at the end.
Shoot.
Look at just good.
Cyanide, he really
Everybody's
about
holding
it.
their breath.
I think they knew they were there though. So they were trying to push the top lane. Again, they're trying to get the towers down, but every time they do it, Royal just find the pressure point, and they're going to catch on Tabe.
Oh, and missed the grasping root. They throw up the Stranglethorn. No, they could go in. The true Shabaraj coming through the fight. Tabe's down. Can they continue to go? Cyanide's about to come up, and Lucky's going down.
Godlike's trying to take all that front damage tower. He does get Cyanide down. So far, it's just a 1-for-1. Pushu and Uzi going at it right now. Lucky's going to have to back away from this fight. It's Uzi trying to pin the damage down. Everybody, once again, steps away from the fight. Just 1 kill apiece.
And these fights are so close. Soaz and Cyanide are basically sacrificing themselves just to push back Uzi from the rest of Fnatic squishies.
I'm here. And Yellow Star's like, well, I used to be an AD carry. I can push a lane.
Yeah, but with all that being considered, it's actually Royal who always has the upper hand around the Baron Pit. It is denying Fnatic vision, and since Pushu was off to the side, this is a dangerous opportunity. 50-50 once again. Can Cyanide jump in and steal it?
The arrow is not up. There's the Hawk shot to give him vision. Tabe very low. It does not get stolen. Cyanide forced to flash out, but the slice and dice follows, and they may back off on this one.
That was the Baron for Royal Club, though. Are we going to see Soaz going in? He hasn't gone. Let's bounce. There's going to be the ignite. So they get the arrow catches on towards Whites. The damage on towards Lucky. Can they get any picks off here? Godlike's still in there, locking down Peke. They're going to try and turn the damage. The rest of Royal Club trying to come around.
And Uzi is going to be a huge factor in this fight. He puts himself in the front, cleanses off the damage. The Baron buff is ticking on Royal, and they are going to head Fnatic into their own base.
Soaz, of course, he has got Flash available, but he didn't have Let's Bounce available throughout that entire fight. Peke did go down to Uzi again. The goal, heading back towards that AD carry, could be vital.
Another crazy aggressive call right there by Royal. Lucky smites absolute faith in himself, but it's just a 50-50. Royal does not care, and now with the Baron and a 5v4, they're getting an inhibitor.
Deja vu for Royal. They are coming in very strong, very early in this best of 5. They seemingly win every lane to come in strong, and Puju gets crescendo.
We see a dancing Ash, but is it going to be enough? So as his Let's Bounce is now available, Tabe's going to get locked down. He's catching the rest of the team. There's going to be a lock-up on Lucky. We're going to see the catch on towards him. So as still not in there. Peke will be up in 1 second time, but it is Uzi cleaning up right now. Here comes the home guard Peke. Can he get the damage down to the right target? No. Uzi's going to turn it back onto him.
Can he get to the fountain? Uzi's still chasing, and the Baron buff's going to keep him strong.
And Royal, as they do with Baron buff, trying to take down Nexus turrets.
One turret goes down. Now, yes, they do get it. Uzi's up in the front. He's low on mana. Royal is looking to end this game now.
Wow, just what a turnaround right here. The shockwave pulls
That's it.
in. They get the kill. They get the Nexus. And Royal Club go 2-0. Can you believe it? The plays the Royal Club just made.
What a ridiculous ending from Royal